What's up, YouTube? Just from the Team Misplay here. I'm going to be talking about the rise of the Six Samurai. Now, I know recently we've had Six Samurais win a YCS. They've topped some regionals, and they've also made it very far in other YCSs. And so I just want to talk about the deck and its interaction and how it plays with the metagame now. Alright, so first let's talk about the monsters. The monster lineup is fairly typical. You run your Kagemusha tuners. Elder. Elder's a new card. It's a Cyber Dragon. It's like TG Striker, it's like Cyber Dragon. They control a monster and special summon it, which turns on your special summons for other monsters. And you don't have to waste your normal summon in order to trigger. You don't have to waste your normal summon in order to trigger effects of your support cards. Keyzon. Anytime there's a Six Samurai, Keyzon's coming to the party. And the new card of the format, Inishi. This card right here changes the entire pace of the game. Stated in the wording, on either player's turn, all you have to do is banish 2 Six Samurai out of your graveyard, and as long as you control another Six Samurai, you can compulsory evacuation device your opponent's monsters. So this is a compulse every turn that you have fodder in the graveyard for it, as long as you control another Six Samurai. Your opponent summons BLS, removes his only light target, his only dark target, pryos on the effect. Alright, chain compulse. Chain your compulse on it, they have a dead BLS in hand. No way of bringing it back out again. Elder, like Cyber Dragon, but it's also, moving on to the spells and traps, asceticismable. Asceticism, right here. If I had to compare it to a card, I would call this the tour guide for the Six Samurai. All you have to do is target a monster, target a Six Samurai monster, and you can special summon another one from your deck. Granted, it's not a +1 like Tour Guide, but it nets you no loss and advantage when you play it. This thing baits out warnings. This thing baits out solemn judgments. This thing is just incredible, and if it goes off, it gives you instant synchros. You special summon Elder, asceticism it, you grab your Kagemusha, that's an instant Shien or Beast when you want it, without having to have used your normal summon for the turn and gain counters. Asceticism works also with Keyzon. If you're running Zanji, Zanji is an 1800 and so is Keyzon. So if you normal summon Zanji and you need to turn on Zanji's effect, asceticism, grab your Keyzon, grab your Zanji. Now Zanji's turned on, and you can destroy bigger attack monsters. Another thing most people don't know is you can asceticism Inishi. All you need is a Kageki on the field with another Six Samurai to boost into 1700 attack. You asceticism the Kageki, you have a free Inishi on the field, and you have a free bounce if you synchro summon later in the turn, or if you synchro summon previously in order to bounce your monsters.
You can also special summon Grandmaster from Keyzon.
Yeah, a boosted Keyzon gets you a Grandmaster out of your deck. Next on the spells and traps is Dojo. This card right here creates a lot of advantage. It gains counters, which means that Gateway gets to pick counters off of this to use it for its own effect. You can crack this card in order to special summon a Six Samurai monster with equal or less attack from your less level from your deck. It's just a floater. It baits out MSTs. Nobody wants to see a monster from a Magic card, and this is one good way to get destruction on one of your cards without losing out on one of your own more required cards or necessary cards. Next up, United. We all know what United does. It's a +1, and it's so easy when you're running asceticism in the deck to +1 off United. All you have to do is summon a monster, asceticism it, and now you're drawing extra cards. Gateway, it's Gateway. I mean, what else can you say? This card right here, what most people don't know is that you can actually return Six Samurai monsters from your graveyard with this card. A lot of people think, well, I just Keyzon looped, I have counters, and they just mirror forced me, and that's all they did. Well, you can grab your Keyzons out of your graveyard and add them to your hand. Your Shien gets Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgmented. You want to make it back again? Grab that Shien, it goes back to your extra deck. It also has a boost effect for 2 counters. They just have a big monster you can't get rid of. They have a Hyperion, but you manage to stop it. Boost it. Use enough counters to boost your 6 Samurai to destroy the Hyperion. And it has a 6 counter cost. You can special summon a Shien effect monster, like if you ran Anishi Shien's Chancellor or Great Shogun Shien, you can special summon it from your graveyard by using 6 counters. Not really used so much, but it's there. It's an option. Smoke Signal. Rhoda and 2 Smoke Signals means that first turn you're probably going to go Shien very easily. And Magatama. Magatama is so good this format. I'll explain it like this. The metagame made 6 Samurais good again because everything destroys this metagame. Dino Rabbits destroy. Inzectors destroy. Wind-up Zenmains destroys. Everything destroys this format. This card, all you need is a 6 Samurai on the field. Not quite Infernity Barrier. Not quite Gladiator Beast War Chariot, but still one of the strongest counter traps in the game. It's great having your opponent Solemn Judgment your monster and you flip Magatama. They just paid half their life points for nothing. Solemn Warning, 2,000 life points for nothing. Activate Lagi's effect. Now they have a 2400 beater that you're probably going to run over anyway for nothing. Moving on to the extra deck. Self-explanatory. Shien. It's your go-to. A lot of people, though, don't understand how necessary Beast is as well. The typical strategy with 6 Samurai is if they go Shien, they have protection for Shien. If they go Beast, then they have just general protection. Shien protection would be a Magatama available to negate, so they can negate your first big destruction card, and then Magatama to protect for the second big destruction card. The worst thing to happen is you swarm the field, you set your back rows, and then they go Heavy Storm and you have to negate with Shien, and then they go Dark Hole, and now you can't do anything about it. Well, that's what Magatama's for. Now, if you have Beast, all their spells and traps are turned off, and you're supporting Beast with
spells.
Huh?
Just spells.
Oh, excuse me. Your spells are turned off. That was a mistake. Now you have your back rows as your protection. If you don't have Magatamas, generally you go Beast. If you do have Magatamas, you're gonna go Shien. Either way, their spells are turned off. Next up, Barkion. This is your turn 2 synchro. A lot of times you can actually go Beast and Barkion on the same turn, or you can go Beast and Shien on the same turn. It's very advantageous, and again, depending on the protection, they'll go Shien if they have Magatamas, they'll go Beast if they just have general protection. Barkion turns off traps. The best way to explain it is this is a more consistent version of Dino Rabbit. They put out a big negation monster, followed up by lots of back row protection. This deck can put out 2 big negation monsters in one turn if it wants to. If it has the ability, it will put out 2 big negation monsters on the first turn. Next up, Landois. Landois turns off effects. It's between these 4 cards, there is nothing that your opponent will be able to do. You mill 2 cards, free negation, you remove 2 cards from your graveyard, and just ditch a spell card from your hand. If you have the protection set up, those spell cards won't even be necessary. Next up, Blade Armor Ninja. Blade Armor Ninja is the big push towards late game or even early game. What most people don't realize is that a boosted Keyzon does less damage than a boosted Blade Armor Ninja. 2 boosted Keyzons are 4,200 attack. A boosted Blade Armor Ninja is 4,400 attack. All you do is need 2 level 4 warriors, you detach 1, this thing can attack twice during the battle phase.
Another thing to note, that gets over Zenmains and detaches 2 of its materials. So if you have another big beater and Blade Armor Ninja, you're able to kill off Zenmains without getting rid of one of your cards.
Exactly right. Now, If you have any questions, comments about the breakdown of the new Six Samurai, the rise of the Six Samurai, please leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video, subscribe, rate, comment, do everything. We have a Twitter page now. Follow us at 99 Misplays. And remember, it's not a pro play, unless it's a misplay.